Hello everyone, today we'll learn about transportation documents. Transport documents are proof documents issued by the carrier to the consignor after receiving the goods being transported. It is the main document for handling our goods, handling claims and settlements, and settling payments or negotiating with banks. In international freight transportation, transport documents include ocean bills of lading, railway transport documents, LVBs, multimodal transport documents, and postal transport documents. First, ocean bill of lading. The ocean bill of lading, abbreviated as a bill of lading, refers to a document used to prove the contract of carriage of goods by sea and the fact that the goods have been taken over or loaded onto the ship by the carrier, as well as the carrier's guarantee of delivery of the goods. The ocean bill of lading is a receipt or its agent for goods issued by the carrier, which proves that the carrier has received or taken over the goods listed on the bill of lading. It is a proof of ownership of the goods, and the bill of lading has a function of a property certificate in law. After the goods arrive at the destination port, the carrier should deliver the goods to the legal holder of the bill of lading. The bill of lading can be transferred by endorsement, thereby transferring ownership of the goods. It is a proof of the transportation contract. In air cargo transportation, the bill of lading is only a proof of the existence of the transportation contract, not the transportation contract. Second, the parties involved in the ocean bill of lading include the carrier, shipper, consignee, and notified party. Third, format and content of ocean bill of lading. The contents on the front of the bill of lading are filled in by the shipper and the carrier or their agent, usually including the following items: shipper, the consignee, the notified party, destination or loading part, destination or unloading part, ship name and voyage number, mark and part number, lane and quantity of goods, weight and volume, freight prepaid or freight collect, the number of original bills of lading, signature of the shipping company or its agent, place and date of issuing the bill of lading. The back of the bill of lading is clearly printed, carrier and shipper, consignee, between bill of lading holders, transportation terms of rights and obligations. Fourth, types of ocean bills of lading. According to whether the goods have been loaded onto the ship, they are divided into onboard bill of lading and received for shipment. The onboard bill of lading has been loaded onto the ship. It refers to the bill of lading issued by the carrier after the goods have been loaded onto the designated vessel. Received for shipment. Bill of lading, also known as received bill of lading. It refers to the bill of lading issued by the carrier during the period when the consigned goods have been received and are waiting for shipment. According to whether there are any adverse annotations on the appearance of the goods on the bill of lading, they are divided into clean bills of lading and unclean bill of lading. Clean the bill of lading, it refers to a bill of lading in which the goods are in good condition at the surface at the time of loading, and the carrier does not have any clear text or annotation declaring that the goods and or packaging are defective. Unclean bill of lading, it refers to a bill of lading issued by the carrier that contains clause or annotations that clearly declare the defective condition of the goods and or packaging. According to the consignee's name on the bill of lading, it can be divided into named bill of lading, anonymous bill of lading, and instruction bill of lading. The bill of lading, it refers to a bill of lading in which the consignee column is filled with the name of specific consignee and can only be picked up by that specific consignee. Bill of lading cannot be circulated or transferred. Bill of lading, it refers to the situation where the consigning column of the bill of lading does not indicate the specific consignee. Only the words "to bear" are indicated, or no consigning's bill of lading is filled in. It can be transferred without endorsement, or the bill of lading. It refers to a bill of lading in which the consigning column is filled with the words "to order" or "to order." This type of bill of lading is transferable after endorsement and is therefore widely used in international trade. By appointment refers to the shipper designated the consignee and having the shipper endorse it. The most commonly used bill of lading in practice is the one that is specified and endorsed in blank. According to the classification of transportation modes, ocean bills of lading are divided into direct bills of lading, transshipment bills of lading, and intermodal bills of lading. Direct bill of lading, it refers to the bill of lading issued when a ship sails to the destination port without changing ships midway. Transshipment bill of lading, it refers to a ship that loads goods from the loading port and does not directly sail to the destination port, but needs to change to a bill of lading issued by another ship midway. Bill of lading refers to the bill of lading issued by the first carrier during the combined transportation of sea freight and other modes of transportation, including the entire transportation process. According to the different operating modes of ships, ocean bills of lading are divided into Nile bills of lading and charter bills of lading. Nile bills of lading, it refers to the bill of lading reissued to the shipper by a shipping company after carrying goods. Charter bill of lading, it refers to the bill of lading issued by the carrier based on the charter party. The charter bill of lading is subject to the terms of the charter party. According UCP 600, banks usually do not accept charter bill of lading. According to the different issues of the bill of lading, ocean bills of lading are divided into master bill of lading and forwarder bill of lading. Master bill of lading, commonly known as large bill of lading, it refers to a bill of lading issued by a shipping company or actual carrier. The master bill of lading is document of property rights. Forwarder bill of lading, commonly known as a small bill of lading, it refers to a bill of lading issued by a freight forwarder. The forwarder bill of lading is not a property right certificate. Other types of ocean bills of lading include on-deck bills of lading, steel bills of lading, and antedated bills of lading, advanced bill of lading, and telex release bill of lading. Second, seaway bill. A bill of lading is a non-negotiable document that certifies the contract of carriage by sea and the taking over or loading of goods by the carrier, as well as the carrier's guaranteeing to deliver the goods to the consignee specified in the document. Therefore, it is also known as a non-negotiable seaway bill. The ocean bill of lading is not a property right certificate, therefore it cannot be transferred. The consignee cannot pick up the goods with the ocean bill of lading, but with the arrival notice. Third, railway transport documents. The International Through Railway Bill is a transportation contract signed between the sending country's railway and the shipper participating in intermodal transportation, which stipulates the rights and obligations of the participating country's railways and the consignee and shippers. It has legal binding force on both the sender and the railway. The original waybill accompanies the goods to the destination station and is handed over to the consignee. It is not a certificate issued by the railway for the transportation of goods, but also the basis for the railway to hand over the goods to the shipper, collect miscellaneous fees, and handle claims and compensation. The copy of the waybill shall be handed over to the shipper after the conclusion of the transportation contract and shall be the main document for the seller to settle the payment with the consignee. Second, cargo receipt. It is both a cargo receipt issued by the carrier and a transportation contract signed between the carrier and the consignor. The export goods transported by railway from mainland China to Hong Kong and Macau are generally entrusted to China Foreign Trade Transport Corporation after the export goods are loaded and shipped. The Foreign Trade Transportation Company will issue a receipt for the shipment of the goods to the consignor as proof of foreign exchange settlement. It is still the consignee's proof of delivery. Fourth, L-way bill. L-way bill is a transportation contract signed between the carrier and the consignor, and also a cargo receipt issued by the carrier or its agent. L-way bills are not property rights certificates and cannot be transferred through endorsement. The consignee picks up the goods not based on the L-way bill but on the delivery notice. In the consignee column of the L-way bill, the full name and address of the consignee must be filled in detail. L-way bills can be divided into
Master L-way bill
and
House L-way bill
on the issue. Fifth, multimodal transport document. Multimodal transport documents refers to the documents that prove the multimodal transport contract and prove that the multimodal transport operator has taken over the goods and is responsible for delivering them in accordance with the terms of the contract. The multimodal transport document is proof of the multimodal transport contract, as well as the receipt of the goods received by the multimodal transport operator and the proof of delivery of the goods according to the shipper's request. Multimodal transport documents can be made transferable or non-transferable if more than one set of original documents is issued for multimodal transport. The number of copies should be indicated. After one of the original documents is delivered, the remaining original documents become invalid. 6. Postal transport documents. There are 3 types of postal transport documents, including postal receipts,
certificate of posting,
and
courier receipt.
Postal receipt is the main document for postal transportation. It is not only a certificate issued by the post office after receiving the sender's package, but also a proof for the recipient to retrieve the mail when the package is damaged or lost. It can also be used as a basis for claims and compensation. However, postal receipt is not a property right certificate.
Certificate of posting
is a document issued by the post office, which confirms that the documents or parcels sent have been sent and serves as a proof of the mailing date.
Courier receipt
is a certificate issued by an express delivery agency upon receipt of the sender's mail. Please complete the following post-class tasks. That's all for this lesson. See you next time.